Tibbs' reaction to the injury and in the post game press conference.
You know anything about Jalen?
No, not yet. He's back with medical. I have not. I don't think so.
Was the hope not to bring him back in the fourth quarter?
You read in the game. I tell you guys that no lead is safe, so you got to read the game.
Is Josh open? He's kind of looking at that fourth quarter.
He's being checked by medical.
With all the injuries following up, just how do you keep guys' spirits up?
Next guy get in, get the job done. I'm not sure.
What did you see in that fourth
Well, the second half, our defense wasn't very good. So they shot threes. We didn't challenge. They made. But I want to say that we built a big lead, and we didn't close it out as well as we should have. But getting the win is the most important thing. You just find a way to win.
So that was, I think, Steve Barney from the New York Post reporting that. What's your reaction to it? To Tom Thibodeau's press conference, basically saying he's reading and reacting to what he sees out there. That's why he left Brunson out there. And he's okay with it.
Well, his body language, y'all see I'm just upset. His body language tells it all. He made a mistake. And this is why, I started to gain a liking and a respect for Tibbs, but then things like this happen. We can go way back to when he played Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose was in Chicago at the time, no, or the Knicks?
Yeah, hold on, he was on Chicago.
Right, same exact thing. In the game when he shouldn't be in the game. Me and you got into it where you disagreed with me, but I said, I don't think Randall should have been in the game against Miami at that time. Now, once again, if we up 14-15, okay, if they get it down to 6, then you bring him back in. Now with Brunson shouldn't even play yesterday. This is where you get rest. If our young guys can't pull his win off, then you don't deserve to be in the league. This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Injuries, staying healthy. Now, let me say this. Just imagine now with the OG thing, that's not his fault. We can't help that. But just imagine Embiid goes down. Chris Middleton just sprained his ankle. Plus they got Doc Rivers. So for me, those are two teams that we had to worry about that if we're healthy right now, we right behind Boston. So look at that coincidence. But Tom Thibodeau at that press conference, I hated his body language. I hated his answers and his response. It was terrible. That's not what a great coach and the leader does and say. Brunson shouldn't have played yesterday. If we can't beat the Grizzlies with their G League team, then what are we doing? That's the purpose of having those young guys out there. Put Fournier out there. What I said the last show, these 5 games are very important going into the All-Star break. So for me, now it puts pressure. Do we make a move? Do we not make a move? Like, come on, man. And, as the season goes on, if we don't get healthier and healthier, listen, man, look at the Orlandos, look at the Indianas, look at Miami now starting to gain some traction. So, it doesn't look like he rolled it pretty bad, but, with doctors and, things of today, I'm pretty sure he probably would be able to play the next game, but I'm going to be honest. We may have to shut him down until after the All-Star break. That's what I would do, because I'm looking at it like this. Even if we lose the next 4 in a row, that means we went 10-5 in our last 15 games. You can't ask for much better. So I'm disappointed in Tibbs. He has a track record of this. Let's not act like he doesn't have a track record of this. Playing guys late in the game with big leads, blowing big leads. Listen, man, I'd rather lose that game than keep Brunson in there and get hurt. Brunson shouldn't have played. That's a game that you rest him and you let Deuce and those guys pull that win out for us. I'm very disappointed. And wow, are we getting hurt at the wrong time? This is unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Your thoughts, because I'm at a loss for words.
Well, before I go, I wanted to play this excerpt from Wally Zerbiak and Bill Pito post-game press conference, because this is, one thing after another with these statements, and they were just sharing what we felt.
All right, post-game comments there from Tom Thibodeau. So, Wally, 4 games now until the All-Star break, and you get the sense that the All-Star break for this team cannot come soon.
Yes. Yeah, it's an eerie time right now. Knicks have played 51 games already of their 82-game schedule. They have 31 left. So you got to get to that break, get a little bit of rest, recharge, got to get some guys healthy, because as a competitor and a player like Jalen Brunson, he's going to do whatever it takes to help his team win and to get the win. And that's how Tom Thibodeau is supposed to coach. You're supposed to play the guys that gives you the best chance to win. At the same time, the games catch up to you. You've played 51 games already. You're trying to get to that break. You got guys that are out, so you got to play multiple minutes and a lot of minutes, and that's how these fatigue-type injuries happen. Jalen Brunson, obviously great footwork. He's played a lot of minutes over the last couple of weeks with a lot of injuries that have happened, and that's where you take a misstep in a situation like that. Hopefully it's not that bad, and he can get a little bit of rest and figure out a way to get himself to that All-Star break where he can recharge his battery completely.
All right, Wally, 4 games, as I mentioned, until the All-Star break. Thursday, Dallas in town. You can listen on ESPN Radio 98.7 FM. It's a national TV game. All-Star break in the last 19 games.
That's a phenomenal run. And when you have a stretch like that, you build your...
I don't know if he's going to touch on what I just heard him say press conference. He was lightly telling Thibodeau about himself.
Right.
Because we know the Knicks infamously, or not infamously, James Dolan is James Bain Dolan. You can't talk about the Knicks like that. That's how we enjoy Walt Clyde Frazier when he criticizes us or anybody.
Right.
But for him to say, excuse me, for him to say he, like, the injuries are piling up, something's going on. Like, he obviously doesn't want to. Number one, I don't know if he wants to risk his job. Right. Number two, he's hinting at, maybe we gotta adjust. And what you said the other day, gotta make an OG call. Leon Rose is the boss. This is on you now. Also, that's your man, that's your coach. We know his history. Part of the reason why you are the GM and this makes sense is because everyone can't be Bill Walsh in football and Bill Belichick when they were running the whole organization, and you have a Tom Brady. If you have a Tom Brady, your job is to protect them. They went and changed the rules in the NFL for Tom Brady. That's how great they knew he was. We can't do that in basketball. So I totally agree with you. This is, to me, is different than the Miami Heat game, because are you kidding me? The Grizzlies were missing the whole organization. Like we said, they called me and you up to go play basketball last night for them. There's no way to, just to piggyback off what you said, double down your point. Our young guys, if they can't beat or compete with this Grizzlies team, hey, guess what? You should be making a trade. That is bottom line. Leon Rose. This is Clint Capella. You can't take the Johnson Murray without Clint Capella. We need a backup. We cannot rely on Mitchell Robinson. Stop repeating the same mistakes we made before. Us fully healthy, we are a championship team. But guess what? Fully healthy. How many teams out there? The Clippers right now, everybody's on their bandwagon. Yeah, because Kawhi's healthy. When he's not, we go, yeah, you ain't got no chance.
Right.
This is our Kawhi. And we already got, it's not like Randall is old. He's formidable. Mitchell Robinson, these guys can really contribute to a championship. But if we're limping 2 years back to back, Julius Randle's going to limp to the playoffs. We need to make sure that these guys are going to be strong enough and as full strength as possible. I know Wally Zerbiak touched on the fact that you're not going to be at full strength. Cool. But let's do what we can to keep them at full strength, including giving Brunson a day off. How the hell are you going to make, and going back to the Becky Hammond comments and Candace Parker comments, because, they're waiting in the wind to talk about, that's why I thought it 1A. Okay, that's why the anomalies of the world, you coach them and treat them differently. You don't give them a LeBron James style, challenge to deal with. That's not his game. His game is not to take on a 6'9", 300-pound challenge. No, he's 6'2", 200 pounds or whatever he is. You give him the night off and see if he can rest and come back against who we playing next. Is it Orlando or whoever it is? It doesn't even matter.
Play Dallas next.
Even worse. What? Like, Kyrie Irving is on fire. When he's playing this season, he's on a different level. He's actually improved, in my opinion. The way his shot selection, everything. And we'll get to that Grant Williams trade in a second. You got Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving coming in here, but you wanted to play this guy for was it 25 minutes in the game? I think he played 20 minutes. He played 2 minutes in the fourth quarter. 2 of those minutes when he turned his ankle. It's just we're willing to sacrifice this game to go beat the Dallas Mavericks, a formidable team, to go challenge them the same way we played the Lakers. We're willing to go take them on because we know they were hyped up. LeBron and AD, who are out of the playoffs, took 2 games off. Why couldn't our star do that?
Right. See, for me, great point. The Lakers. Come on, man. AD, Braun sit down. They get a win. You got a big game coming up in Dallas. You sit your best player to have him healthy for that one. This is why guys get traded. And remember, I always tell you this. You show and prove. When you show you can't beat a Memphis and you got to play your best player, that's a problem. So that means as great as DiVincenzo and Deuce and them guys and Hart been playing, they not good enough to beat a Memphis Grizzlies team who literally had nobody. What's the purpose of having all the picks? What's the purpose of having all these guys these young players that a lot of teams is looking at? Once again, I love them all. But if we can upgrade, you have to upgrade. What's holding up the DeJounte Murray trade? If it's Fournier, Grimes, 2 picks, what's holding that up? What's holding up the Brogdon trade? What's holding these trades up? I thought CAA and Clutch, 7th-day ties. I thought everything is all good. What's holding these trades up? So for me, it's I'm very disappointed and I'm very upset. I don't want to jump the gun because up until this point, Tibbs has been doing a great job. And the reserves, the guys on the bench been doing a great job. But come on, man. We see how hard and how many minutes Brunson's been playing and all the injuries he's had to deal with his sidekick, now OG, Mitch out, Grimes out. You have to protect him. And I understand that saying. Some players, some people you have to protect from themselves. Brunson is one of those guys where he's not going to tell you I'm a sit. You have to sit him. Do you not understand this is the first time in probably over how many years we have a legit opportunity to win it all or at least to compete? How do we not understand that? And save our guys. Like, come on, man. So this is very heartbreaking, man. This is heartbreaking. And I know a lot of people are scared to say it. But this is why I'm very skeptical of trusting the Tom Thibodeau. That's why if you notice all through the season, I didn't jump out the window. I took it game by game. Because anybody know I'm not a big Tom Thibodeau fan. But I took it game by game because he was getting better. But you make these bonehead mistakes. And once again, you have a track record for this. Trust your other players to pull a win out. These games supposed to be, we blowing them out the fourth quarter, Brunson don't even play. I don't care if they came back. Now look,